Alright, welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 3, Solve Compound Inequalities Involving OR. So we started out with AND inequalities. Now we're going to go to the OR inequalities. And they are a little bit different than the ANDs. So here we are going to graph x is less than -1 or x is greater than 2. So 1, 2, 3. So go ahead and make yourself a number line and then pause the video and in your group graph these the way that they're written and discuss what you see. So go ahead and pause the video and do that now. Okay, so let's graph these. X is less than -1. So we're going to have an open dot at -1. Less than's this way. Or x is greater than 2. So open dot at 2 goes this way. So as you can see, it's basically the opposite idea of AND inequalities. AND inequalities say that the space in between is where my solution lies. OR inequalities are saying that from this point on we can get our solution and this point on we can get a solution, but everything in between does not work. So here are two more examples of graphing. So I want you to go ahead and graph these with your group. So pause the video now. And here are the solutions to those two graphs. And the way that I like to graph these OR inequalities is to look at the two numbers that I have, and then I go one number after, either one number less or one number greater, and then I fill in the spaces in between. And sometimes when there's a really large gap like over here, you can put the dot dot dots to show, hey, there's a bunch of numbers here. Okay, now we're going to practice solving these and then graphing them. So I'm going to do these two examples and then I'm going to let you do two on your own. And these work just like solving any other inequality. It's just that we have two of them for each. So whenever you do this, I want you to imagine that there is a barrier created by that word OR. And you cannot cross the barrier until you complete one side of it. So always complete the left side, then go to the right. So over here, x minus 1 is less than or equal to -3. We're going to add 1, so we get that x is less than or equal to -2. We've completed the left, so let's move over to the right. X plus 3 is greater than 8. We subtract 3, so x is greater than 5. So once we have that done, we can erase our barrier, put OR. So we have x is less than or equal to -2, or x is greater than 5. Then we graph to 1, 0, -1. So less than or equal to, close dot, greater than 5, open dot. There we go. So same idea over here. Create our barrier, and then we solve. We divide by 3. We get x is greater than, oops, I almost made a mistake there. I looked and I saw that negative, and I thought that meant that my symbol flipped, but that's not. Remember, it only switches if you multiply or divide by a negative. X divided by 3, we're going to multiply by 3. So we get x is greater than or equal to 6. Get rid of our barrier, fill in OR. So we have x is less than -4 or x is greater than 6. And that's a pretty big gap. Just put the dots there. So less than -4, open dot, greater than or equal to 6, close dot. Okay, here are two examples I want you to try on your own. So go ahead and in your group, pause the video and work on these problems now. And here are the solutions to those two examples. So go ahead and again, pause the video and look these over with your group. And after you do that, the video is done.